In today's video I'm going to explain what Sukuna meant by extended technique target. What Sukuna mentioned in chapter 236 wasn't the user aiming their technique at a person like what Gojo does with his hands to aim purple, blue, and red, or Choso, using his palms to set the trajectory for piercing blood. What Sukuna was talking about was the innate target of the technique, like Gojo's technique target being space, idle transfiguration target being souls, or blood manipulation target being blood. So what's Dismantle's technique target then? Well, the answer is anything Sukuna chooses to target. Sukuna pretty much explains this while explaining Maharaga's slash, plus it was already shown in the manga before. 1. When Sukuna releases his slashes with perfect aim without the need for palms to help him set the trajectory. 2. When Sukuna uses dismantle to cut Mahito's soul, remember interacting with souls doesn't equals your curse technique affecting souls. That's why Gojo can't affect souls with purple, blue or red, and why Maki can only use soul katana to cut souls. You can only affect souls when your technique is capable of doing so or if a domain alters your technique to do so. Plus techniques with extended targets were already shown in the series. Examples being Nanami's ratio technique and soul cutter katana. Nanami's extension technique collapse is the same as Sukuna's world dismantle. They're both extended applications of the technique's target. While soul katana targets souls in living and non-living beings, thus having a wider slash extended technique target than Mahito's technique. What I like was that Dismantle's capability was also shown in Sukuna's domain and in the Yuji vs. Sukuna fight. In the Yuji vs. Sukuna fight, like Sukuna, Yuji was also selectively choosing his target for dismantle, but in exchange for increased effectiveness against the barrier between souls, Yuji used a binding vow to make it the only target, thus Yuji now as a narrowed technique target, while Sukuna did the opposite in his fight. Sukuna said it was difficult to pull off, so he used a binding vow, making it easier to make space a target for dismantle, thus expanding his technique target. Sukuna's domain also shows us the capability of dismantle, since it can make things its technique target. His domain simply narrowed dismantle's technique target to be only things without curse energy. While for Yuji his dismantle only targets the barrier between souls, it means his domain would be the same due to his dismantle's already limited target. Sukuna's extension technique creation. Since mahoraga adapted to dismantle and Sukuna knew what dismantle is capable of, what are the chances mahoraga might use what dismantle can do to adapt to infinity? Very slim, but Sukuna gambled on it. Sukuna already know mahoraga can further its adaptation to a technique from the first time they fought, meaning multiple chance to win his gamble. Sukuna wanted to see how mahoraga would use what dismantle is capable of doing to bypass infinity, and Sukuna got his answer on the second adaptation when mahoraga created its own dismantle, but mahoraga's slash had an extended technique target by also targeting space, which Sukuna never did before. The moment Sukuna saw it, he understood what mahoraga did, and simply followed mahoraga by also targeting space, except Sukuna used a binding vow to help him pull it off. This is the end of the video. I hope you enjoy it. Remember, the things in this video are just my interpretation of the manga, and you don't have to agree with it.